So basically, I just want to start this out with a disclaimer not to witch hunt anybody that I mention in this video at all, because, you know, witch hunting is kind of really shitty, and sorry if you can hear my Discord in the background, that's... Jesus fucking Christ. Alright, that's cool. Anyways, so I absolutely hate making rants, but, I felt like I really needed to make this one, and I hope this is my last one, but seeing as this is the internet and there is normally so much to rant on, I highly doubt it. But I've seen this going around a lot lately, so I felt this affected me on a more quote-unquote personal level. Having been a 12-year-old on the internet, I can totally feel for Birdie, and though I'm not going to stick up for her bad behavior, I am going to stick up for her age group. And yeah, that's pretty much what this entire thing is about, so I'm not even sure it's considered a rant, technically, but we'll see. Of course, it's out of hand, and I'm shocked that she is allowed to do it. When I was her age on the interwebs, my parents watched me like hawks. I even remember drawing something that wasn't even considerably lewd, but it was like super suggestive, and my parents yelled at me for a long time and forced me to delete the picture right away. Anyways, sorry, that was a little off topic, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm appalled by Birdie's behavior as well. But like I said, I was once a 12-year-old on the internet, and I had to learn what was acceptable on the internet at the time. When I was 12, I know I joked about rape, even though I've suffered a similar fate, though I do use humor to get through my problems. A lot. That still isn't an excuse, though. I made a lot of horrible art, jokes, and even occasionally immature posts and playing the victim card. I feel everyone is honestly being way too hard on Birdie. She's 12, guys. I mean, guys, she's fucking 12. She's fucking 12. Calm the fuck down. She has a lot she can improve on, but it's better to talk to her personally than making a bunch of rants that she may not even see. I've dealt with many people her age, and a lot of them act like her, and I'm not joking. I'm not even gonna lie, it just so happens that Birdie is well known, and what happens when you're well known and make a mistake is that you become an easier target for everybody. And that was gross. I just like hiccuped when I said that. That's wonderful. It makes everyone else's content spike because it's the hype. You could even say I'm doing this rant for views right now as an argument against me. Like, I can't even argue against you because I wouldn't say you were right, but you could totally use that argument against me. Anyways, the problem here is that Birdie is a child making NSFW art and emotionally abusing her partners. But the bigger problem is that no one is telling her how to improve herself or how to handle a relationship at such a young age, only telling her what she is doing wrong and to stop. Simply telling her that she is not ready for a relationship will not keep her out of one. The first step to helping someone is to not simply yell at them to stop. The best thing you can do is to go up to them and be like, "Hey, I see you're struggling. Is there anything you want to talk about?" Or, "Hey, your girlfriend is really uncomfortable with you speaking like that about others. Why do you feel like you need to say such things in front of her?" Because having viewed some of Birdie's content on her main channel and her secondary one, Birdie seems to be going through some serious emotional distress. And instead of anyone offering a hand to help, everyone seems to be turning their backs on this poor girl and screaming at her that she needs to be more mature and act like an adult. Because I'm just gonna say this again. She's 12, and people are telling her to act like an adult. I'm sorry, but it makes me laugh hearing people who are 16 to 20 years old yelling at a 12-year-old to be an adult. That's like having a 15-year-old yell at an infant to be an adult. It's ridiculous. Some rants I've even watched sounded more like a newscast on some celebrity breakup than presenting what is really going on. So, finally, here we go. I'm finally going to show you what is going on and perhaps how we can help her instead of screaming, "Be an adult," at a 12-year-old girl. Basically, to sum this up, this is not a really short summary either, so let's not say sum this up. Let's say, let's go into some detail here. Birdie basically sent death threats to Kittydog fans and proclaimed her love to Kittydog, whilst both parties were in a relationship. This basically made Birdie's partner feel like shit, thus causing a breakup. Birdie didn't care about the breakup because she was more focused on her art as well as her crush on Kittydog. Soon after this, Birdie was in another relationship, which then soon ended due to Birdie unable to get control of her quote-unquote feelings for Kittydog. It's honestly a really sad situation for me to hear about and to watch from the outside, because from observing the behavior of Birdie, it really seems to me that she either has severe bipolar disorder or severe personality disorder. I have family that suffers from both of these disorders, and they act very similar to Birdie, having obsessions with either objects or people, and when they cannot have this obsession, they tend to become defensive or angry. Why a lot of these people tend to also gain drug addictions. They lash out and can hurt others emotionally, mentally, and physically. It's honestly just really sad. That's really all I can say about that, because it's obvious she needs help from a professional to get some sort of diagnosis or medication to control what's happening inside her head. She has previously posted on her page as well that, quote-unquote, she knows her and Kittydog are in love, and Kittydog has had to have loved her at a point. I know she did. And other very overly obsessive posts. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. But soon after these posts, it seemed like the obsession calmed itself a bit, only to then 360 itself into a way worse situation. Slowly, she had gained an obsession for Sleepy King, also a well-known animator, going as far as making her characters cosplaying his and NSFW art raping each other. I wish I had the screenshots of this, but after glancing through her Google Plus to about 12 weeks back, I had seen enough, and honestly, I didn't want to see any more. But basically, during her obsession for Kittydog, she grew increasingly violent, and honestly, to me, that just shows she is struggling with some sort of anger issues on top of all this, as well as it is a symptom of bipolar and personality disorder. But basically, she made a video called Fuck Off where she is killing Kittydog. I'll just play the video for you so I don't have to explain it, yeah. So yeah, that was her video titled Fuck Off, clearly showing her killing Kittydog and her characters, though I honestly am not too concerned with the video because it reminds me of a similar situation back with a certain few animators back in the day called Bani and Kitten. Kitten was known for having a psycho character that often killed this other animator's character, Bani, or Bonnie, I can't remember how it's pronounced. But if you need to see what I mean, I'll show you. And yes, the Birdie situation is a little bit different than this one, but still. Bani and Kitten were both about 12 through 15 when this was made, and no one really called any of them out for making a psychotic character that got off to murder. Topic of Kitten and Bani, I also saw a lot of people mentioning on Birdie's page about copying Kittydog's art style. But when I went and took a look at Kittydog's art, it honestly reminded me of Bani and Kitten's old art style. Even though art style theft is pretty much impossible, but hey, I'm just gonna be honest and point this shit out because seriously, Kittydog and Birdie's art bear a striking resemblance to Kitty and Bonnie's art to older artworks that were published like back in 2012 and 2013. Like seriously, it's ridiculous. But back to the main topic. Others also have been ranting on Birdie's art that includes some self-harm depictions in it, as well as one having the description of, oh boy, Birdie sure does love self-harm, smiley face. Which I can agree is a very weird description for such a piece, but what bothered me the most is that people refuse to believe that she may be a true self-harmer. Every reason I have heard is, I am a self-harmer, or I was a self-harmer, and I know my shit because of it, and she isn't because ... Well, no, you don't know your shit at all, to be honest, because everyone is different. When it comes to these things, I didn't even bother to look at the comments due to it. It was mostly people just blathering on about how triggered they were by the piece itself, and honestly, what I have to say to that is, then don't fucking look at it! Seriously. I get so pissed off when people look at DeviantArt and then comment that they're triggered and feel that they shouldn't post it because I'm offended. Jesus, I keep getting off topic. I'm so sorry, but this entire situation is just all over the place. But like I said, in the beginning of this, it seems Birdie really needs help. She could be harming herself and using DeviantArt as well. I know for a fact I still draw self-harm images to vent to myself. I started self-harming myself when I was 11 years old, so using the excuse a 12-year-old can't do it because their mindset is too young is absolute bull-fucking shit. Which leads to me to the next picture, so yeah. This drawing may or may not be a cry for help is what the description is. This picture actually concerns me only due to the fact her main OC seems fairly distressed and the description. The only off-putting thing about it is the background. But besides that, I'm concerned. Now this picture is the most recent one I'm putting in here. I don't really wish to include too much about the entire Kittydog and Sleepy King situation, as I wanted to make this more on a rant on more so understanding the situation, perhaps helping Birdie instead of bullying her through other rant videos and all that bullshit. Because everything I've been seeing is just rants on rant of bullying her over and over again instead of actually showing the situation, because there's a lot more to it than just she's obsessed over Kittydog and Sleepy King. That's it, bye. That's literally all I've seen in a lot of rants, and there's a lot more to it. There is somebody behind that screen, and I feel you people need to understand that, because it's forgotten a lot. I know it's hard to remember that sometimes. Even I forget sometimes that there is a person on the other side of the screen that you're talking to, and you can easily hurt their feelings just with a few words. You can ruin somebody's entire day just by saying a few words. And if you're one of those people, I have no respect for you. You're a fucking degenerate. And yeah, that's all I have to really say. I'm such a hypocrite. Goodbye.